Maya, okay, stop everything. Look at the salt shaker on the table. Just look at it.
Okay, Leo, I'm looking. It's a glass bottle with a metal lid. It's doing its job. Why are we staring at the condiments?
Because did you know that for basically most of human history, that thing didn't exist? Like, the salt shaker as we know it is a relatively new invention. There's this newspaper clipping from 1872 that calls a pepper box for salt the latest Yankee invention. Before that, it was all salt cellars, just little open bowls where you'd pinch the salt out.
Wait, really? So everyone was just sticking their fingers in a communal salt bowl?
Exactly. It was like a free-for-all for your fries. But here's the mind-blowing part. Even after they invented the shaker, it didn't really work.
How do you mess up a bottle with holes in it?
Humidity. Salt is, well, it's a sponge for moisture. It would clump up into these big rocks and block the holes. It wasn't until 1911, shout out to the Morton Salt Company, that they started adding anti-caking agents. That was the game changer. It's like if you tried to use a smartphone before the internet existed. You had the hardware, but the service wasn't there yet.
Only you could compare a salt shaker to a smartphone, but that actually makes sense. So once the salt actually started flowing, I'm guessing that's when the designs went crazy?
Oh, big time, especially during the Great Depression. You'd think people wouldn't be buying decor, but ceramics companies started making these super cheap, colorful sets because people couldn't afford the big fancy dinnerware. It was like a tiny, affordable way to brighten up a kitchen. That's why you see those sets that are like a West Highland Terrier for salt and a Scottish Terrier for pepper.
Oh, I've seen those. My grandmother had a pair that were two little ceramic pineapples. I always wondered why they were so matched.
It's a whole thing. Collectors go wild for them. There are literally 2 whole museums dedicated just to salt and pepper shakers, one in Tennessee and one in Spain. Maya, we're talking 80,000 shakers.
80,000? Leo, that's a lot of seasoning. I can barely keep track of the 2 on my table. I honestly feel like if I were an AI robot programmed to categorize the world, salt and pepper shakers would need its own dedicated server.
Scanning database for sodium chloride dispensers, beep boop, error, too many ceramic dogs found.
Exactly. But seriously, 80,000 is incredible. It's like a tiny history of human creativity sitting right next to your pepper steak.
It really is. And okay, here's a question for you. The listener question of the day. Which one has more holes, the salt or the pepper?
I want to say salt because you usually use more of it.
See, that's what most people in the US think. But wait, really? It actually changes depending on where you are.
No way. It's regional?
Totally. In the US, salt usually has fewer holes because of the whole health focus on lowering sodium. But in parts of Europe, it's the opposite. Historically, pepper was this incredibly rare, expensive spice. You didn't want to waste a single grain, so the pepper shaker had fewer holes to keep you from being pepper happy. Salt was the cheap stuff, so they gave it the high-flow lid.
That is fascinating. It's like a little cultural fingerprint on the dinner table. You know, it's these little things we take for granted that have the coolest stories.
Right? It's a tiny piece of engineering and global history, and we just use it to make our eggs taste better.
Well, before you give me another analogy that breaks my brain, I should remind everyone, if you're enjoying these little deep dives into the everyday stuff, you should join the loop. We'd love to have you come back tomorrow to get your daily curiosity fix. It's a big world, and we're just shaking it out, one topic at a time.
Nice. Shaking it out. I see what you did there.
I try. So what about the materials? You mentioned ceramics, but I've seen some that look like they belong in a museum of modern art.
Oh, everything. Glass, metal, plastic. Even the guy who invented the mason jar, John Landis Mason, he's the one who came up with the classic screw-top glass shaker. It's basically a miniature mason jar for your table. It's all about functionality meeting art.
It's funny how something so simple can be so expressive. From a Georgian silver pepperette from the 1800s to a plastic smiley face from a 99-cent store.
Exactly. It's the ultimate equalizer. Everybody needs a little spice in their life.
Truly. Well, I think I'm going to look at my salt shaker with a lot more respect tonight.
As you should. It's a survivor of the Great Depression and a marvel of 1911 chemistry.
Stay curious, everyone. We'll see you next time.
See ya. Stay salty. Wait, no. Stay curious. That's the one.